We've just got back from shooting our next online course, a retreat in the middle of nowhere in Brandenburg, and that experience got me thinking, how much is actually involved in making an online course? It's so much more than just shooting a few videos. To be successful, it's got to be composed and curated with so much intention. What do I mean by intention? Well, I've basically spent the past 15 years working in EdTech, and I've built this kind of framework or checklist over that time. And I use this checklist to make sure I've considered everything before I get started with course production. I call it the 5F framework for course success, and that's what I'm going to talk to you about today. The first F is frame. The point at which most people start out with an online course is I'm an expert in a certain field and there's a knowledge gap between me and everyone else out there. So I'm going to create a course that takes someone from novice to my level as an expert. And I'm going to deliver this probably in video format, and hopefully it's going to generate some passive income for me. Now, this kind of approach has a ton of problems. The most basic one is that it's starting with you and not your customer. And that's a surefire way to start slow. Like all good businesses start by understanding customer needs, good courses start by understanding learners' goals. And this is where the frame comes in. It's basically a positioning exercise for your course with 10 simple questions that help you avoid the pitfall of bad positioning. So those questions are: who's your course for? Why should they care? Why should they listen to you? What makes the course different? What makes it stand out? What's the promised land that you're going to deliver them to? What will they achieve or be able to achieve once they finish the course? And what are the course's superpowers? What are the things you're going to talk about over and over again in your marketing? And finally, are there any current trends that make your course particularly relevant at this moment in time? Don't start producing your course until you can answer all of those questions. F number 2 is flow. Now let's double down on that promised land that we just mentioned. Your course is going to be successful if you can communicate a concrete outcome. This outcome should be basically all the things. It should be aspirational, lucrative, carry status, and signal transformation. And you should be consistent and relentless in your communication of it. You study law to become a lawyer, you study medicine to become a doctor, so what are your students going to become? You can think of this as your endpoint, and everything that comes before it is essentially your flow, from first contact in your marketing campaigns through to purchasing and working their way through the course. By defining this endpoint, you're going to give clarity to your marketing messaging, heighten the chance for completion in an industry of notoriously low completion rates. You'll probably be able to price the course higher, and you may even provide a kind of natural progression to a community subscription product. For example, your course outcome is become an elite CEO, and then join the exclusive community for elite CEOs. Or your course outcome is become conversational in everyday Spanish, and then you're invited to join the community for Spanish conversation classes. Or your course outcome is become a data analyst, and then join the community for data analysts looking to fast track their careers. So figure out what your endpoint is, and then plot out your flow. F number 3 is format. We mentioned how the course's outcome can be used to justify a higher price point. The two other components that contribute to that are brand and format. When it comes to brand, online courses are often leveraged by the personal brand of the instructor and the institutional brand of the provider. Think of the appeal of a certificate from Harvard and a course taught by someone at the forefront of their field, like Seth Godin in marketing or Naomi Klein in environmental activism, versus Dave from down the road teaching a course at Bumpton College. Which one would you prefer? It's pretty obvious. But I think people are becoming smart to the value of the format too. You can see plenty of videos of Seth Godin and Naomi Klein on YouTube, so where's the value in paying to see much the same content in an online course? For any online course, you're basically dealing with information, and all that information is very probably out there in one form or another already on the internet. So where's the value? The value is in how you package it, deliver it, and certify it. Some people sign up for the curriculum, some people sign up for the teacher, some people sign up for the bit of paper that you get at the end of it. Most of all though, I think what people really pay a premium for nowadays is access. They want access to the experts, teachers, and instructors that they hold in such high regard. They want to be part of an audience with Seth Godin, to be able to ask questions directly and be part of a community that he curates and guides. If you want to see your course priced north of $1,000, you'll need a live lecture format and perhaps a Q&A format that supports or perhaps even entirely replaces any recorded content that you have. On top of that, you'll probably want some kind of moderated community function to enable students to connect and network with one another. And this is where the real value comes in, people with similar goals helping each other achieve them, guided by someone who's done it all before. Take the last two companies I worked for. Babbel is a language learning app where the experience is entirely digital. They operate at a low price point subscription. And Career Foundry is a tech bootcamp that provides unlimited one-to-one access to mentors and tutors that are professionals working in the student's future field. And they charge somewhere between $7,000 and $10,000 for their programs. And basically, you need to figure out where you fall on this spectrum between low touch, low price, high volume, and high touch, high price, and probably slightly lower volume. You always need to look for the equivalent in the past for what you're doing in the present. For the online course, I've always thought that this is the university. A university has the library for deep, independent study, then it has the lectures, seminars, and the curricula for guided study. Your online course probably has both too. The recorded, on-demand content is your library, and your live sessions are your lectures. These serve different purposes. The type, breadth, and depth of study is one, but the library also makes the institution more credible. If your lecturer's book is sitting on the shelf in the library, you immediately think more of them. In a similar vein, your on-demand content should grow your credibility in the field and make your live sessions that much more attractive and exciting. F number 4 is funnel. This is probably the number one reason why online courses fail, the funnel. You can have a strong personal brand, a wonderfully engaging format for delivery, valuable and original content, but if you don't have a way of acquiring and nurturing people for your course, it's unlikely to take off. In fact, the strength of the funnel pretty much distinguishes the EdTechs which flounder and those which make millions. So what do you need? Typically, I differentiate between an organic funnel and a paid funnel. The organic funnel includes channels like Instagram, YouTube, and your blog perhaps. And from these channels, you invite users to sign up to one or two lead magnets. This could be a free community, a free training or course, downloadables, cheat sheets, tools, basically anything that provides quick value to the lead and ideally raises your standing in their eyes. The important thing here is that you test what works. Where do you see the best conversion rates from visit to leads and lead to sale? By taking this approach with the organic funnel, you'll see some people buy quickly, perhaps 3% of them, and the rest, the 97%, they form your nurture audience. These are the people that need a little warming up, some further convincing that your course is right for them. So how do you do that? We found that one of the best ways is webinars. These serve not only to capture new leads when you promote them on your socials, but they also serve to activate those old leads in your database that you've been perhaps nurturing through email and community. While your organic funnel will look like this with a lead magnet, then a webinar, then perhaps a sales call or a direct purchase, your paid funnel will typically be more product focused. So ads that sell the prospect on the features and benefits of the course and its promised land or outcome. From these ads, you either take prospects directly to a product page for the course where they might be able to apply, download a brochure, or book a call, or you can take them to a free lead magnet, which closely resembles the course in terms of value proposition and delivery format. This way, if someone signs up for the lead magnet, you know they're pretty qualified for the full course too. The dream scenario is that you have a few always-on organic channels which drive leads, blended with a profitable and predictable paid channel, and that you can continuously and iteratively scale both. Finally, F number 5 is fuel. So the final point is really one which dawned on me when we were filming the course last week, and that's just the extent to which a course can provide your brand's knowledge asset and the marketing fuel for your business. By the end of all the scripting and production, you just have a ton of cutting-edge information and points of view that can be repurposed into LinkedIn posts and Instagram reels and YouTube videos and blog posts. And it basically just turns your business into this absolute treasure trove so that you never need to stare at a blank page again, or the modern day equivalent, prompt ChatGPT wildly and then pour scorn on the output. My final tip is to produce the course with this in mind. Make sure that everything is documented, organized, and indexed well so that you, or perhaps a future hire, can search back through all the materials. And build out the course resources so that they could be easily repurposed as lead magnets and giveaways in your marketing. Whether that's Miro boards, PDFs, quick tools built in Lovable, or custom GPTs and prompts that help your audience achieve better things quicker. Remember, one good lead magnet can be more than just fuel. It can be another F. It can be your flywheel. And to be honest, even in the worst case scenario, if your course doesn't take off in quite the way you had hoped, you'll ensure that you've refueled your marketing engine for the next 5 years and beyond. So there you have it, my 5F framework for a successful online course. Frame it for success in your market, figure out the endpoint of your flow, think how format will impact perception of value, understand that a well-designed funnel is integral to success, and plan your course creation to ensure that all the content can fuel your future marketing efforts. So let me know what you think I've missed. It can be anything as long as it begins with F. And don't forget to like, subscribe and comment, and join our community for budding YouTube strategists, Humbleweed. The link's in the description. And I'll see you next time.